Adventurers Assemble, long time no see, guys. No, we are not dead. We are here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Corey.
And this is Jay and Corey's Adventures in Geekdom.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we didn't even get to thank you guys for the Geeky Award that you voted for us for, and we won because it's been that long since we vlogged.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So, what have we been up to, Corey? What have we been up to?
We haven't been going to the movies as much.
Yeah.
We tried to go see Dragon Ball Z, but it was sold out.
Dude, and it was sold out Tuesday too. I was talking to Donald, and I'm like, "Are we still going tonight?" He was like, "Nah, man, it was sold out." I called him in the morning. He was like, "Dude, did you check?" I was like, "Did you order the tickets?" He's like, "Nah, man, they sold out yesterday."
Oh my god! And it's only gonna be in theaters like another week. Am I right?
No, it's gone now. Tuesday was the last day.
Damn. And it was like, I heard that over 8 million.
Yeah,
over 8 million.
And it got the number. It's the number 9 highest anime film to gross in the U.S. box office.
Nice.
And it grossed higher than Fan Forced to Fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, anything can gross higher than Fan Forced to Fail, but like, I'm just saying, the fact that DBZ beat it into the ground, very glad for that.
Do you know what was the highest anime one?
I want to say it was Pokemon the first movie.
And bear in mind, it's that Pokemon got that high back in the 90s, and
Pokemon the first movie is still the it holds up. I don't know about you.
It does still
but
hold
like,
up.
During that clone battle scene where like they're all like so sad when they're fighting each other, I'm like, you just feel so bad. It's like one of those Sarah McLachlan commercials.
Dude, I cried when Ash got turned to stone and Pikachu was like going, "Wake up! Wake up!"
I know, it was like the Mufasa moment. Like, oh my god.
It's like, oh my god.
That was intense.
And that music? Don't even get me started.
Yep. I looked at the list. It goes Pokemon, the first movie, Digimon, the first movie, and then Yu-Gi-Oh, and then Spirited Away, and then something else.
I don't think Spirited Away should count though. Like, that's a Studio Ghibli movie.
Well,
so.
yeah, Studio Ghibli. There are 2 Studio Ghibli. There are 3 actually Studio Ghibli movies up there. There are it's Spirited Away, then Secret World of Arrietty, and then The Wind Rises, which I still haven't seen.
It was all right. I mean, my favorite is always going to be Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke is my favorite too. And then followed closely by Howl's Moving Castle.
Exactly. That's exactly what mine is too. Like those ones are just awesome.
Yeah, it's just so weird and fantastical that it's just great.
But I don't think those should count because they aren't from anime.
Yeah, I think that too. But you know, I'm just glad DBZ made it up there. Well, I mean, I saw the Spanish dub, and you know, while I don't particularly like the ending. I thought that, and I don't like the power scaling. The power scales were really off because...
Yeah, they keep changing it.
No, yeah, because somehow Master Roshi was able to fight Frieza's soldiers. Like, don't get me wrong, Master Roshi's a boss, but like, they're Frieza's soldiers. Master Roshi hasn't fought in hundreds of years.
Like, Piccolo is having problems fighting Raditz and
the thing is with Frieza, Frieza even said like to Gohan, he was like, you know, you could have easily taken out my army with by yourself. Why did you, why didn't you? And I was asking myself the same thing. I'm like, Gohan, why aren't you just like obliterating them?
It's so like DBZ was just so boss back in the Frieza saga. And the Cell Saga, it was still boss, but
I talk about this all the time, my constant disappointment in Gohan, because just how far he has fallen, man. Like, the pride Goku had in Gohan is gone now, because I loved that moment where, like, Gohan goes Mystic Gohan on the Kai planet and Goku's watching. And he just goes, wow. he's as strong as me. I'm so proud. And I'm like, he says the words, I'm so proud. And I'm like, see, this is what you should be going for, Gohan. I mean, you can still study, but you should make your dad proud too, not just your mom.
I don't know why he didn't just completely stop listening to Chi-Chi. Because, like, there were points as a kid where he was getting abused. Like, of course it didn't hurt him, but I remember a teacher throwing the whip on him.
I mean, his dad, like, what I don't understand about Chi-Chi doesn't make any sense to me, because Chi-Chi met Goku through fighting. Goku fucking proposed to her at the World Martial Arts Tournament. He beat her in a fight, found out her name, and then she got all angry because he didn't, he didn't keep his promise of marrying her. And then he said, well, actually, I didn't know what marriage was at the time. I thought that was some kind of food. And when she got all disappointed, she was like, so I guess you're never gonna marry me, huh? And then he's like, sometimes my head doesn't keep up with what my mouth is saying. But he says something really cheesy, but at the same time I was like,
he goes like,
good thing my heart does, and I'm like, oh, that's so cheesy, but I'll accept it.
And then Chi-Chi like jumped into his arms.
Yep, and then I love how Goku's like, so what is the point of marriage anyway? And then Chi-Chi's like, I'll show you, and then she starts making out with him.
4 years later, Gohan's out.
Oh man, but yeah, and that's the other thing. Videl is the same way as freaking Chi-Chi, because the only thing Videl wanted to do was kick Gohan's ass, and I really respect
that. That was something I really liked about Videl, because she saw Gohan as a challenge, because, like, Gohan brought her up to his level.
Yeah, and Gohan, the way she saw it, she's like, your dad is a World Martial Arts Tournament champion, my dad's a World Martial Arts Tournament champion. Like we should be rivals, and then Gohan admired her spirit, and that's why he fell in love with her and stuff. Which that made total sense. And I loved when she found out that her dad was a lie, and she was like, "Wait, you're the little boy who fought Cell. You beat Cell, didn't you?"
Oh my god. There are times in Dragon Ball Z where it's so perfect, but then they just turn it around, for no reason. Because what happened to that relationship that I fell in love with?
Yeah, exactly, man. Don't get me wrong, I review Super now on Comic Frontline, and I still like it, but, there's still times where I'm like, come on, guys.
And what happened to all of Vegeta's scars?
I don't even know. But dude, have you seen the most recent episode of Dragon Ball Super?
Not yet.
The art is so bad. The art
I've seen pictures on Facebook of Goku as a Super Saiyan, and it just looks...
Yeah, it looks sketched. It looks better, dude. It looks better during the Frieza saga, which was in 1998.
I remember I commented on it, and there was the 1998 picture and the new picture, and I said it looked better back then.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't understand.
The picture that I saw literally looked like it was drawn by a middle schooler.
The thing is though, with Toei, Toei Animation has this reputation of slacking off on their animation and art, right? But I don't understand why you do this to this is your moneymaker. Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball in general, has made you money for decades. You don't treat it like Sailor Moon Crystal or One Piece.
It's been making money since the 80s. The beginning of the 80s.
Exactly, because Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball series was mid to late 80s. And then Dragon Ball Z was early 90s. All the way up to the mid 2000s.
So now that we're talking about, because they keep reprising all these old anime shows, I want them to start making Yu Yu Hakusho movies.
They're gonna make they're making another they're bringing back Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah, I heard they were.
That's gonna be interesting. I like Vampire Hunter D.
I'm thinking of I know what Vampire Hunter D is, but the Vampire Academy is in my head. I don't know why.
Now, when I think of Vampire Hunter D, I always think of, Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing. Because Vampire Hunter D wore the same hat.
Oh, I know the hat that you're talking about, yeah. I saw Helsing before I saw Van Helsing. So when I saw Hugh Jackman, I was like, oh, that's just like Alucard.
Hugh Jackman as Alucard. I would totally pay to see that, actually.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
I mean, Alucard is pretty much Wolverine, but a vampire.
Mm-hmm. And yo, Helsing is one of the best animes I've ever seen. Like,
the action is breathtaking. Like, especially when Alucard has his, like, boss like, you know you're a boss when music starts to play when you come into battle. And it's just like, oh shit.
When he goes like insane asylum mode, I was like, oh!
Yo.
Just like turning white and all these things.
I also like the development of his like apprentice, the chick that he turned.
I really liked that. I thought that was awesome. Like, cause you know how he turned her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And like, she became her own person.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't just, master.
She wasn't dependent on him. Like, sure, at first she was mentally dependent on him, but he wouldn't just do her work for her. He'd be like, drink my blood, become your own person. Shoot this dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I liked how they had, like, a relationship. Like, and it ended up becoming a friendship. Like, he respected his student type of thing. He wanted to see better out of her.
And the other people that were a part of the Helsing organization, they were even more boss.
Yep. Yo, Madame Van Helsing was a stone cold bitch. Like, holy shit. That girl was intense. Oh, man. But, yeah, that, like, I loved Helsing. Helsing was good. Helsing Ultimate was pretty cool, too.
That was just like more into the scenes, right?
Yeah, it was more like it was how Brotherhood was for FMA. It was closer to the manga.
And yo, that one Bishop, the dude with the glasses,
the Archbishop,
he was awesome.
Yeah,
oh my god,
he was fucking cool. You're talking about the one that Alucard had like that final battle with?
He was one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, even though he was a bad guy, he was just too cool.
He was fucking nuts. And
who's beeping? Are they beeping at us?
I don't know. But like, he was fucking nuts, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's those type of characters that I like.
He was just too cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh man.
But dude, I know I keep trying to convince you to do this, but like I'm reading the fourth book in Throne of Glass. It's been sitting on my shelf because the next one comes out on September 1st. And so I'm binge reading it so I can get finished with it before the next book comes out. And oh my god, it's so good. I need you to read this series so I can have somebody to talk about it with.
I'll try, dude. Like, I know I'm going to get into it eventually. I don't know why I haven't sat down and read it.
It's cool. But I'm telling you, man, like, she is one of the most well-developed female characters I have ever read in general. Like, she never fucking cries. So that, like, there's this, like, small moment where, like, she's opening up and I'm like, what is happening here? And then she breaks down and she starts to cry and I stop reading and I hug the book. I'm like, you need a hug. You just need a hug. Because I felt so bad for her that I felt like I got punched in the gut. I was like, ow. Like, it's a good book when you have those type of feelings when you're reading it.
I remember feeling some type of way reading Harry Potter.
Oh yeah. When Snape died, oh man.
When you learn Snape's history,
yeah,
that got me. I was like, oh my god. And then when Harry named his kid Snape,
yep. When you
done.
like I like when I found out how much of a douche like James was.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa! I did not expect that. I'm like, dang, James is kind of a dick.
Different times, man. But I mean, that's also applicable to us, because when our parents were little, like, bullying then was not what it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then, that was acceptable, but with all the anti-bullying stuff that we've been going through since we were kids.
Yeah, and the whole PC age has been going around, where everybody gets so easily offended by everything.
Made Snape strong, though.
Yeah, it did. And honestly, you know, it showed that he really did care for Harry a lot.
Like, I can only imagine what Snape felt whenever Harry, like, gave him a distasteful look with his eyes.
Yeah, and those were Lily's eyes. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know Snape loved Lily so much more than Harry's dad.
Yep. And that's the kind of thing that I hate in books, when you know one person loves the girl way more than the other person that she ends up with. And it just, like, it irks you. Like, I don't really consider myself, like, a hardcore shipper. But, like, when that shit happens, I get angry.
Yep.
Oh, man. It's rough stuff, man. Rough stuff.
I can't tell you, like, because it was weird. It was a weird transition for me, because I remember hating Snape throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
But then in the last book, I was like, oh my God.
It was kind of a Sasuke thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I hated Sasuke
Ow, fuck.
throughout Naruto, and Shippuden amplified that. But then when you find out Itachi's backstory, and then you find out Sasuke's backstory, and you find out what Sasuke's trying to do, you're like, you know what, Sasuke?
You're alright.
Yeah, you're pretty cool. You get a pass. Sakura, though, you don't. No, you don't. Sorry.
Sasuke's a G, though. You know he's spreading the Uchiha seed.
Shut the hell up about that. That is not happening.
That's what he was doing. That's why he was never home. He was growing the clan. The Uchiha clan.
I'm telling you, that is not what happened. It's gonna restore itself the old-fashioned way. Sarada and Bolt are just gonna have like a farm of super kids.
They're gonna be cheaper by the dozen.
Yep, and then that's how that's gonna happen. So we don't need to worry about that. We just gotta worry about like the Sharingan babies that are gonna happen eventually. Because like, look how powerful this next generation is. Imagine the generation after them.
It's gonna be the Byaku Sharingan. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, because I honestly have always wanted to see that, actually.
The Byaku Sharingan Sage Fox mode.
Sage Fox mode. Dude, but, like, his little daughter, Himawari, knocked out Naruto. Like, I mean, granted, it was a sucker punch, but he's still Naruto.
I just hate how, Naruto is supposed to be the strongest ninja out there, and he gets knocked out by a little girl. I just don't buy it.
I mean, it was supposed to be done for comedy's sake, too. Because, like, it's the day he becomes Hokage, right? And Hinata's like, alright, I'm gonna leave you two at home. Wake up, daddy, in a couple, like wake up, daddy, at this time. And then, you know, I'll be back for you guys. And I'm gonna get his robe for the ceremony, alright? Bolt's here in charge. And then, you know, like, Bolt starts fucking with Himawari, because, you know, siblings and shit. And he takes her favorite, like, panda bear doll, and he fucking rips it in half.
What a dick.
And then she goes, I'm going to kill you, and then Byakugan activates. And then she starts chasing after Bolt, like, with, like, ferocity, like, and I'm like, oh, shit. And then Naruto, like, Bolt yells, Dad! And then Naruto wakes up and he's like, Himawari, stop. And then, you know, he tries to hold his hand out. And then she goes, trigrams, pow. And then he goes fucking flying into a wall. And Bolt goes, "You knocked out Dad." And then, like, they can't wake up Naruto, and the ceremony's about to start. So, like, Konohamaru was like, "Fuck it." He transforms into Naruto, and he accepts he does the ceremony from Naruto, while Naruto's knocked out the entire day.
Oh man,
it was crazy.
I heard that he might be making another series.
Really? Like, I don't know, man. I don't want him to burn out. But
Like, yeah, I don't want him to run out of ideas. Like, I don't want to say Akira Toriyama ran out of ideas, but
I don't think he ran out of ideas. I think the 10-year period, the 10-year hiatus was so that he wouldn't run out of ideas. So I think he has ideas. He just hasn't gotten to the point where the ideas are coming. Like, they're still, like, clicking into place right now. But, like, I just hope he. I mean, I honestly, I had in the back of my mind, I was like, "There's no way you could be showing us all of this in one movie. There has to be another series going on." Because why would you show us that Himawari has the Byakugan, that Bolt possibly has the Byakugan, that Sarada has Sharingan, and is stronger than Sakura with Sakura's diamond activated? Like, there's no way that you're going to show us all this and not give us another series, because if so, that's the ultimate troll right there.
Well, any guys, we're at the comic book store. We're going to head in, and I guess, yeah, farewell.
Yeah. Later, guys.
To the comic shop. Away!